In this video, we're going to talk about how to use the second derivative test to find the minima and maxima of a function. We already have a question on the screen. Let's quickly jump right into it. So I'll write out solution here. And the question asks us to find the local maxima and local minima of the function using the second derivative test. So the first thing we want to do here is to write out the function. I write it out to be f of x is equal to x cubed minus 6x squared plus 9x plus 15. Now at this point, the first thing you want to do is to find the stationary point. So I'll say step 1, find the stationary points. Stationary or turning points. So how do you find the stationary or turning points? The first step you want to take is to find the derivative of the function. Now I'll say f prime of x is equal to, so if I differentiate x cubed, this is 3x squared minus, if I differentiate 6x squared, I get 12x. If I differentiate plus 9x here, it becomes plus 9. If I differentiate plus 15, it becomes 0. The next step to help us find our stationary point is to equate derivative to 0. So this will be f prime of x would be equal to 0. Now from here, I'll say this is 3x squared minus 12x plus 9 is equal to 0. So that if I want to solve this equation using the factorization method, this becomes 3x squared minus 9x minus 3x plus 9 is equal to 0. So minus 3x minus 9 is my two factors. Now if you did not understand how I got these two factors, I'll leave a link to another video here where you can go watch a video on it. So next up, I'll look to factorize the two terms here and the two terms here. Now for the common factor in 3x squared minus 9x, the common factor is 3x, open bracket. This will be, if I factorize 3x from this, I'll get x. If I factorize 3x from this, I'll get 3 minus 3. And then the common factor here, I'll try to remove this negative here, of course. So I'll be factorizing a negative along with the common factor. The common factor is 3, so I'll be factoring minus 3, open bracket, x minus 3 is equal to 0. Now at this point, I pick this 3x minus 3 on one bracket, and then the second bracket becomes the other bracket. So that will be x minus 3 is equal to 0. So I'll equate each bracket to 0. So this will be 3x minus 3 is equal to 0, or x minus 3 is equal to 0. So 3x minus 3, if I was to make x subject to formula, this becomes 3x minus 3 going over to the other side is equal to 3, or x is equal to minus 3 going to over to the other side becomes 3. So if I divide both sides by 3, this cancels this. X is equal to 3 divided by 3 is 1, or x is equal to 3. So what I have is that I have my stationary points as x is equal to 1 and 3. So my next step would be to find which of these key points is a local maxima and a local minima. Using the second derivative test, if I do the second derivative test, I would simply take the second derivative of my function. So step 2, I would find d square y over dx square, which is simply my second derivative, or I can say it as f prime prime of x. So finding f prime prime of x, this will be equal to, if I differentiate the first derivative of 3x squared here, I'll get 6x. And if I differentiate the term of minus 12x here, I get minus 12. And if I differentiate plus 9 here, this will be 0. So this is my second derivative. So what I'll do from now is I'll test my x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 3 using the second derivative. So I'll say 4 x is equal to 1. For x is equal to 1, I'll simply plug it in my second derivative. F prime prime of 1 is equal to 6 open bracket 1 minus 12. So this is equal to 6 minus 12. And then this is equal to 6 minus 12 is minus 6. Now notice something, minus 6 is less than 0. But why does this symbol matter? Let me clean up space before I show you. Now, before I show you why it even matters, there are two key points I want to know. The first one is that when you have the second derivative of a function and it is less than 0, you are dealing with a maxima. The second point I want to know is that when you have a derivative that is greater than 0, you're dealing with a minima. So what this simply means for x is equal to 1 here is that since minus 6 is less than 0, it means that x is equal to 1 is a local maxima. So those boxes down, it is not part of our analysis, just me showing you important points. Now continuing our analysis, what this implies for us here is that since f prime prime of 1 is less than 0, this implies that our x is equal to 1 is where the local maxima occurs. So since we know that this is where the local maxima occurs, we already know the x value, we need to get the y value. So I'll clean up space here. Since we already know the x value, to get the y value, I would simply have to use the original function to get my y value. And then to do that, I would simply say for y when x is equal to 1, using the function of y is equal to x cubed minus 6x squared plus 9x plus 15. I plug in 1, I'll get y is equal to open bracket 1 cube minus 6 open bracket 1 square plus 9 open bracket 1 plus 15. So this is equal to, if I plug in 1 cube here, is 1 minus 6 times 1 square is 6 plus 9 times 1 is 9 plus 15. So if I add up everything here, I should get this as equal to 19. So the y value is 19, and I can write therefore local maxima occurs at open bracket x comma y. So the coordinates is equal to, the x value is 1, the y value is 19. Now remember, I already calculated for the stationary point of 1. So the next step is calculate for the stationary point of 3. Now I'll clean up space for that. So to calculate for a stationary point of 3, I'll simply say for x is equal to 3, I'll do my second derivative test. That means I'll pull in my second derivative function. So my second derivative function is f prime prime of x is equal to 6x minus 12. Now I'll plug in x is equal to 3 into this. So this is f prime prime is equal to 6 open bracket 3 minus 12. So this is equal to 18 minus 12. And 18 minus 12 is 6. Now 6 is greater than 0. What that means for us is that we are dealing with a minima. Okay, so I can say therefore since f prime prime of 6 is greater than 0, this implies that x is equal to 3 is where the local minima occurs. So since I know the x value for where the local minima occurs, my other requirement is to find my y value for where the local minima occurs. Now I have to clean up space for that. So looking to get your y value when x equals 3, I'll simply write for y when x is equal to 3. Now it should be underlined. So I'll use my original function like I did before. My original function is y is equal to x cubed minus 6x squared plus 9x plus 15. So that if I plug in my value of x is equal to 3, this is y is equal to 3 cubed minus 6 open bracket 3 square plus 9 open brackets 3 plus 15. Now this is equal to 3 cubed is 27 minus 6 times 3 square is 54 plus 9 times 3 is 27 plus 15. so that this is equal to 27 minus 7 plus 27 plus 15. Now, if you do that, you get 15. So your y is equals 15 here. So now that I've got my y value, I can therefore write, say, therefore, local minima occurs at my x comma y value of equal to, now my x value is 3 in this case, and my y value is 15. So that's it. So that's it. That's how simply use the second derivative test to find the local maxima and the local minima of a function. If you like the video, leave a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.